Hi, I'm sorry I'm speaking with Earthwalker Primitive. Just want to show a quick, easy way to make a little bit of an improvised alcohol stove. What I found here is got myself used to be a can of furniture polish, arasol can. You can use these to make a quick and easy alcohol stool if you have the right tools, or if you can make the tools to do it. Now, obviously, these are pressurized cans, so this one here was crushed and it was split, so it was already depressurized. But obviously, if one is not, you want to make sure first that you let out all the contents, and then once you get all the contents out in a safe manner, use a nail or something to puncture it. Well, this one already was crushed; it must have been ran over or something. But even though the top's crushed, I'm only going to be using the bottom portion of it, and it's completely intact. Now, the first thing I'm going to do, I got a multi-tool. It's got a little metal awl on it. Now, you can use awl, screwdriver, nail, or even a piece of bone if you find bone, anything that you can to puncture holes. But what you want to start doing is start puncturing holes around this can about a ½ inch apart from each other. Now, what I'm doing is, like I said, I'm only using this portion of it. So I'm putting these holes, this first row of holes, maybe about a ½ inch below where I'm actually going to be cutting the top of this can off. It's going to smell like orange for a while. This can is still draining on me. Now what I want to do is I just want to put another row of holes right directly underneath it. I'm just going to space these out a little bit further. I don't really know rhyme or reason to why exactly I'm doing it this way. It's just the way I'm choosing to do it. People make alcohol stoves all the time, and they make them all different ways. I'm just going about it this way, see how effective it is. Kind of an experiment as well as showing you how to do it. Okay. Now, the next thing I want to do is mark off where I want to cut this. And now you don't have to mark it the way I'm doing it. You can just take a knife or an edge and cut straight around it. But if you do want to be neat and pretty, and if you do have a tape to spare, you can take some tape. Got my little survival kit here. You can just take that tape and wrap that around along the line of where you want to cut, just to be sure that you do get a clean, level cut when you go to cut this off. And I'm just going to use a blade of my knife to score it and start cutting it. Now, obviously, if you have a real nice fancy knife or a real good sharp knife, you might not want to exactly do this. I usually carry my knives that I do use for most of my work, and then I have usually a knife that I don't mind butchering up and cutting metal with, because metal with metal is not good. But I'm just going to take this and score it. First, I'm just going to score it along that line to give me a little bit of a guide. tape on there and scoring at first, it kind of did give me a little bit of a fairly straight line. Go ahead and take this tape back off. Now, next thing you want to do, especially because you're going to be using this obviously to put another can on, or a canteen cup or some sort of pot, so you want to have some kind of a lip. And the easy way to do that is just to put it on some kind of object and just push it out as best as you can. I'm just working with what I got. I'm actually cutting into that. Didn't want to do that. Gotta have my pliers. So I'm going to just take my pliers instead of cutting into my survival kit like I just was. Just kind of flare that out some. That's just going to give a little bit of a base to place a cup or something on top of. Alright, there we go. A little simple stove just made out of a piece of trash I found. I'm going to go ahead and get my alcohol and fill it up, and we're going to test it out and see how well it does. Alright, now I got the alcohol in here. I just got rubbing alcohol in here. You want to use either rubbing alcohol or denatured alcohol. And obviously, before you light this stove, you want to make sure that you had the stove on a surface that's not flammable or not going to go up. I got to fill to just a little bit below the bottom holes. I'm just going to use this paper to light that alcohol. Alright, the alcohol's lit. Now, what's happening right now is just the alcohol itself is burning. But what you want to wait to do, you want to wait for this to prime itself, kind of. What it's going to do is actually going to start heating up that alcohol to where the vapor is going to actually be what's burning. I had this on here for about 5 minutes now, and this guy who designs canteens about half full, and the water's just starting to have a little bit of vapor coming off of it, and it's a little warm to touch. So about 5 minutes in this metal container, it's starting to warm up now. Alright, our water reached a boil, and it took about between 8 and 9 minutes. And as you can see, still a good bit. I took it off just as it started getting a boil, because I wanted to show you how much fuel is still left in this little stove. And with just rubbing alcohol, it's still lasting pretty good bit of time. There's still a lot of fuel in there. Now, of course, it did take a little bit longer time than I wanted to boil that water, but this stove just wasn't burning as strong as heat. It wasn't the most well-constructed stove like some store-bought or well-built stoves, but just using a piece of trash. I just wanted to show you how easy it is to make yourself a little bit of an alcohol stove. You do have some kind of alcohol or denatured alcohol fuel available, and I just wanted to show how quick and easy something like that can be done if you're in a situation where you do need a stove, or you can't build a fire, or you just want something small and portable to carry along with you, and you do have the fuel available. So I hope you enjoyed the video. Hope you go out and try it. I'm Sergeant Speakman with Earth Local Primitive. Thank you.